So, have you ever felt this way being in your classroom where you look at your students' answers and they don't write in complete sentence and their grammar is just horrible? Well, I experienced this in my internship experience this past spring. So, the reason why I'm giving this presentation is to find out why so many middle school students they cannot write incomplete sentences. So why is this such a problem in society? It didn't seem to be that much of a problem when I was growing up, so I want to know what has changed. So why should we care? Well, the goal as teachers is to prepare students for the real world. So we need to care that they aren't writing incomplete sentences, and we can't just let this continue to be a problem and make this okay. Also, we want to teach our students the skills they need to become upstanding citizens of our country, which means not letting everybody in our classroom become members of the Jersey Shore when they grow up, because that's not what we want to raise. So what will happen in elementary and middle school if these students aren't writing incomplete sentences? Well, they might be rejected by their elementary or middle school crush because the person will not want to like them because of their poor grammar. But really, it just sets them up for having trouble in the high school, writing papers, having trouble getting into college, and then applying for jobs in the future because employers won't want to hire them knowing that they can't write complete sentences. So, back to my original question, why are these students actually having such a tough time writing incomplete sentences? So I did a little research to explore some theories behind this thought. The first thing I wanted to do is give some examples of some sample answers that students would give on tests or assignments. So, when did Billy get in a car accident? After he went to work. That would be a common answer I would get, and as you can tell, it's not a complete sentence. So for teachers and students, this is what they can remember, so they know they have given an actual complete sentence. And I came up with this, can Sally please come home tonight, which is capital letters, subject, predicate, complete thought, and terminal predicate. Or punctuation, sorry. So why is this happening in the first place? First of all, growing up in a society where students are using texting and emailing as a form of communication, where using this language is acceptable. That's the first problem. Also, teachers along the way not reinforcing good sentence structure. So they may get on students for a while, and then they just kind of give up and say, well, it doesn't really matter, I just pass them through. Third, students are not interested in what they're writing in, so they get lazy. If students have no interest in what they're writing about, then they get lazy, their sentence structure gets bad, they don't really care. So that's kind of a big problem. And this next slide talks about a Stanford study that looked at students who actually wrote about what they were interested in, and it found that students who did write about what they were interested in did much better on their papers and had much better sentence structure versus students who were not interested in what they wrote in. And fourth, some of my students, I started realizing, did have learning disabilities, so that could interfere with the way they structured their sentences, getting it mixed up or reversing the order in any way. So that's another reason why some of my students could have had that problem. So, as teachers are problem-solving superheroes, we need to figure out what can be done about this problem. And we can't just sit back and let this continue to happen. We have to find a way to make these changes, even if English isn't our specific subject area. So first solution is having students practice write with technology. So something they're interested in using, and they do use improperly by texting and emailing improper sentence structures, let them practice with technology. Also, make sure teachers are reinforcing good sentence structure. So making sure all the teachers are on the same page at a school, coming together saying this is what we want our students to do, whether it's English, health, science, whatever. We want to make sure that this is being reinforced in our schools. And ensure students are writing about things they are interested in when possible. Not always are you going to have students able to write about things that they're interested in, but when you can throw it in and give them choices, then more likely their sentence structure will be better. And the last thing I want to leave you with is this quote by George Orwell: if people cannot write well, they cannot think well. And if they cannot think well, others will do their thinking for them. And that's kind of scary. If we come to a society where students can no longer write well and cannot think, then what does our future have to offer? These are my sources, and thank you very much.